Live from Orlando, 2K Sports proudly brings you the Magic at Amway Center. Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. And guys, what are we going to be looking for in this one from Pau Gasol?
Well, great length and skill for Gasol, guys. People forget he's one of the best post scorers in the game. A little underrated, but that's possible. He can finish with either hand, great footwork. He can score on the block. He can face you up and knock down a jump shot. To me, he's the most skilled big man in the game right now.
And Steve, you talk about his skill level, his passing and vision for a big guy. Really unique and special. Whether on the high post or low post, he does an excellent job finding his teammates for hoops.
This is the last stop for the 76ers before returning back to Philadelphia. They feel like they're a better team than their record shows. And in games like this one, it's an opportunity to prove it. They can step it up and make a game of it. We'll see.
Seeing where the 76ers are, they've not achieved any of even the most modest goals they've set for themselves so far.
Well, it's been a tough year, Clark, no question. There was a lot of talk for them before the season about proving the doubters wrong. But at this point, the doubters look right.
Showing us a little force on that putback, Kev.
There was no way he was going to let that chance slip away.
No, sir.
Now, you got to love his positioning. As the shot went up, he anticipated that play.
Well, that was a quick foul for him there. The refs are certainly calling it close.
Conley kicks to Green for three. Orlando grabs the miss. Tough loss coming against Cleveland in their last game played.
Tough game to lose, really. They actually put up a great fight, I thought. But when you're battling for a road win, even when you play hard, nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah, I think it's something they learn from, though. I mean, you have to convert the positives, even from a loss like that, into momentum for your next game. They've got to take what they did well and kind of double down the efforts here tonight.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Thank you, Kevin. The Magic head coach and I had a chance to talk just for a bit. One of the most important things he wants his team to do defensively in this game is to maintain pressure on them on the perimeter and not allow them to get into any rhythm or flow in their long-range shooting game. We'll see how disruptive they are, Kevin.
Doris, thank you. Obviously, Clark, the three ball is a big concern for any defense.
Well, yeah, it is, Kevin, but the upside is you're not getting broken down in the lane and you're not getting the free throws, but you still have to challenge those shots.
Now Allen after the... Oh!
You're kidding me? That's right there.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying hard to get back into this game like this.
Yeah, it's definitely a jam with emphasis. A big apostrophe or exclamation point. How about maybe even a question mark, Mark?
Well, you know what the questions are about now? It's their defense, that's for sure.
So for the 76ers, their last game, a win against the Detroit Pistons.
I was really impressed with their passion to win. I mean, it's one thing to talk about winning. It's a whole nother thing to display the passion necessary to win. It kind of came out of nowhere. Nobody saw it coming, and they just stormed back in that third.
Well, I didn't see it coming either. I don't know where all that energy came from, but they turned it on in that quarter. That was incredible.
And here is Conley following the three from Chris Paul. And finish off by Gasol. I like that they're taking it inside and taking advantage of each opportunity, Clark, to chip away at the deficit.
Yeah, and doing it with the dunk is a major energizer, too. Gets the momentum going.
Yeah, and I think the interior defense, as good a job offensively as we saw, the defensive presence was almost non-existent. They may see this lead disappear if they continue to give up those easy points.
And so here's Orlando. 76ers getting the bucket. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Barnes passes to Allen. And Orlando again with the bucket.
They worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
Well, if they can match that effort at the defensive end, look out.
Really not hard to argue that Ray Allen is one of the greatest shooters of all time, but with his ability to stay healthy and still contribute, how much longer can he play? I mean, that shot isn't going away anytime soon, fellas.
Green gets to Conley. It's stolen by Allen. Goes up. Pushes it down to finish the break.
Guys, that's simply superb. Ball pressure, a run out, and then a dunk in transition.
Exactly, Clark, what they want. The aggressive defense to lead to.
Yeah, points in transition.
Yeah, that's why you want to make the other team feel uncomfortable handling the ball, because you can get easy points out of it at the other end.
Conley gets the bucket. We talk about the longevity of Ray Allen. He's had some ankle and foot injuries over his career, but his conditioning, Steve, has never been a question.
Never. And his style of play, where he runs defenders around, coming off screens, demands that kind of fitness, both from him and, of course, whoever's guarding him as well.
And he can extend the lead to double digits. The 76ers trail by 7. And George, here we go. And so he ends a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
Great job. Taking it right at the defense. I like the aggressiveness.
Yeah, he left him no choice but to foul there.
Boris Diaz checked in for Pau Gasol. Good on both. Orlando leading by 5. Paul kicks to lead. Back to Paul. Dishes it to Stoudemire. Deflects the pass. The feed now to George. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
And that kind of power move has become a trademark for him.
And now the first timeout called here for the Magic. The guys, this is the first they're seeing of Philadelphia this year. Orlando's gone just 1 of 4 from three-point range here in the first. Paul gets a screen from Lee. The drive by Paul. Blocked. George against Paul. George dishes to Green. Stolen by Allen. Here's Barnes. Paul. The tray. Kept alive. Stoudemire kicks to Paul. Back to Stoudemire. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Stoudemire's got 6.
That rebound and the foul kind of typify what he's all about. Just gritty, determined play.
Paul against Conley. Outside, Green. Hits the mark. No good. And Orlando the other way now. Stoudemire with a screen on Conley. And Paul gets it to go in.
Drop that one in as soft as a feather using the finger roll.
Conley with it. Garnett with the screen for Conley. Back to George. He dishes it to Conley. Pocket 6. George. Another miss by Philadelphia. Inside. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. Let's bring up the 2K leaderboard to look at some of the players that are contributing in areas you might not expect. The top rebounding shooting guards of the past month. Ray Allen 4th.
And these are sort of your do-it-all guys. You know, even if rebounding isn't necessarily a priority for shooting guards, it's still an important skill to have.
Yeah, I agree with you. As much as you can do to help your team, you increase your value and your importance. And the guys on this list give their team a huge boost with their ability to squeeze the orange.
And here's Stevenson. After the three-pointer from Zeledovich. The dish to Douglas. Feeds to Stevenson. He kicks it to Dunlap. Pass to Seraphin. Nice move. And the officials whistle a foul on the shot. The bucket's good. He'll go to the line. And a look at how the offensive approach has been going here so far for Orlando.
And right from the start, guys, it's apparent they're determined to establish a presence in the paint.
You know, we've seen them bearing their fair share of mid-range jumpers tonight, too. I mean, that's a good start for them.
And the 76ers making a change here. Gooden's checked in. Now here's Turner. 9 points last game out. There's the pass to Gooden. He's against Seraphin. No good. Excellent D there. Orlando leading by 7. Dunleavy gets a screen from Seraphin. And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got his first points of the night.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
And Turner kicks to Green. Pass to Zeledovich. He feeds it to Prigioni. Pass to Green. Takes the 3. Another three for Philadelphia.
These defenders had better start closing out on those shooters.
Yeah, that's twice in a row now where they've done exactly the opposite and backed off.
Hit his foot. And it's being called a kickball. Here's Douglas. Here's Serafin.
You know, a team's rebounding is one of the great measures of its energy, and theirs has been terrific in the first quarter.
Yep, they were ready to go right from the opening tip.
Here's Prigioni, defended by Dunleavy. Shot clock at 5. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Well, let's take a look at where Philadelphia ended up rank-wise in the league last year. Second in fewest turnovers per game. 11th in assists. And they were in the top half of the league shooting the ball from deep. Average to pedestrian, but still fairly effective from there.
Very well-coached team, Clark. I mean, you look at the numbers, and you talked about the few turnovers. A top 5 in the league, in fact, in fewest mistakes. So this is a well-disciplined, well-coached team. And when they're on their game, they're just one of those teams you hate to play against because they don't give you anything easy.
Kicks it to Douglas. Here's the three, and it's blocked by Prigioni. Here's Serafin. The finger roll finish at the back. Serafin's got 5 now.
Good defense, but gotta love the finish with the finger roll over the top.
And Prigioni gets to Teletovic. He passes to Turner. Defended by Dunleavy. Turner passes to Green. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Magic leading by 8. Here's Douglas. 11 points for him in that last game against Cleveland. A chance to extend the lead to double digits, but it's no good. Here's Turner. That misses. Would have kind of had it gone in. And that concludes the first quarter of play. And the first quarter is in the books. Second about ready to get underway. And from what we've seen from Orlando, what do you guys see?
Man, I thought they built this lead mainly because of their work on the glass. They really dominated the rebounding totals.
And it takes an effort from all 5 guys to get a rebounding advantage like that. Everybody has to rebound the ball. That's how you finish off your defense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. So on the floor for Orlando, we've got Hardaway. Kevin Serafin is out there with Gustavo Ion. And there's Josh Childress, and it's Douglas in at the guard position. Here's Douglas. Philadelphia getting their last shot to go. And Childress kicks to Douglas. And he hits the jumper for 2. Douglas has got his first points in this one. The 76ers trail by 8. Here's Prigioni. Korver kicks to Prigioni. Korver, 76ers moving the ball around. Here's Gasol. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
How did he get that to go?
Even after the whistle, I like the awareness, the alertness, and the presence of mind to finish the play.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Stoudemire's checked in for Kevin Serafin. Lee comes in for Gustavo Ion. And it's Paul in for Tony Douglas. Now here's Paul. He's coming off a 13-point game against the Cavaliers in Cleveland.
Did a great job picking the defense apart, too. It wasn't just his scoring. Give him credit for his passing in that game, too.
No good with the triple. The 76ers trail by 5.
You know, even though he's getting up there in years, guys, Powell's effectiveness shouldn't really drop off much. He's a long, skilled player who doesn't play off the ground very much, and his versatility should help his longevity.
Here's Korver for 3, and that one falls coming off Conley's feet.
Now they're finally starting to shoot the ball a little bit better now.
You know, I thought this was the kind of play they needed in the first quarter, but as I always like to say, it's better late than never.
Childress dishes to Paul. There's the feed to Childress. Outside Hardaway. Bangs home the trifecta. Hardaway's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Clark, you mentioned the versatility of Pau Gasol. Steve, it's really the defining quality of his game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the ability to do so many things offensively as a big guy just really completes a team. Now you can run any kind of offense you want. And Pau, as a passer, as a scorer, as a shooter, has been one of the best in the game for the last decade.
And now the 2K leaderboard. If you want to talk defense and talk block shots, just have a look at these teams, what they've done the last month. The 76ers, number 1.
You know, shot blocking can sometimes be like a spark plug or an energy injection for the defense. Their home crowd really gets into it when they throw those shots out of there.
And Philadelphia decides to take their first timeout right here.
Well, he sees something that he doesn't like. I'm not sure what it is, but I think he's going to make some changes here.
I think you've got to make your adjustments pretty quickly like he's doing here. Otherwise, you know, things can get out of hand. So this is a good timeout.
Daniel Green, he's checked in for the 76ers. Now here's Lee. 14 points from him the last game against Cleveland.
I thought his rebounding was impressive as well, guys. He made some big boards, really helped out on the glass, helped his team out big time.
Excellent work on the offensive boards.
Went after that rebound hard and quickly turned it into a putback jam. Beautiful work.
And those are the types of plays that put them in front in this game.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
Yeah, that was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA game that just leaves you in awe.
Paul kicks to Hardaway. Shot clock at 6. Here's Paul. Gets it to go. Paul's got 7 points.
Well, you know, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop.
Ball against George. Tipped away. Lee with the steal. Barnes passes to Hardaway. Paul outside. Dishes it to Lee. He's up against Gasol. From the post. And that one hits back iron.
He operates pretty well in traffic, guys, but that was a tough play to finish off.
Conley's shot is off.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Paul penetrating Hardaway. Kevin Garnett grabs the miss. Garnett's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Now here is Conley. Outside, Green. Ray Allen, he's checked in for Orlando. He dishes it to Green. Jacks up a 3. The 76ers again can't hit it. Orlando leading by 5. Al Paul. 7 points in the game. Feeds to Barnes. There's the dish to Stoudemire. Just 5 on the clock. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession.
Now we get a chance to check out the numbers for Ray Allen. Last season's stats for him, 5th in free throw percentage. And with that smooth stroke of his, he also climbed all the way into the top 15 in terms of three-point shooting accuracy.
Yeah, and you talked about it, Steve, what a stellar season it was for him at the stripe. I mean, they are freebies. They're called free for a reason, and he certainly made that come true because he knocked them down at a high rate.
Boris Diaz checked in for Pau Gasol.
Boy, that was way behind the line. Now, he can make that at times.
He certainly is one of the guys that can actually do it from there.
Barnes dishes to Lee. That's good. Lee's got his first bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that more than a few times. An easy bucket in the lane.
Yeah, the interior defense simply has been lifeless.
Conley against Paul. Outside Conley. Back to Garnett. Trying to get back on track. That's in there. Conley with the assist. Conley's got 4 assists in the game. Orlando leading by 5. Paul with the ball. Conley picks him up. Lee kicks to Paul. Stoudemire. Back to Paul. And he banks in the layup. Paul's got 4 this quarter.
I've really appreciated their activity in the post today. I mean, their movement down low has been great.
Yeah, ball movement, player movement. They're generating a lot of easy opportunities for themselves down there.
Now here is Conley. Green passes to Conley. Outside for George. There's the 3. And the 76ers get it back. But they get it back. Conley with the 3. Rebound by the Magic. Lee's got his 5th rebound in this one. Green against Allen. Stoudemire. And a foul call on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Well, the thing I noticed with him is what makes him so difficult to defend, how good he is at running the pick and roll. He sets really good screens, his timing is right, and then the roll always seems to be in rhythm and in sync with his point guard.
And you know what? He's like a tank when he's coming down the lane. Lay into him as hard as you can. You're not going to be able to knock him off balance.
Green kicks to George. Left side, George. Garnett with a screen on Barnes. Up off the screen, and it's slammed in by Garnett.
You know, he may not have the elevation or the hop. He doesn't need it, though. Big fella throwing it down anyway.
He usually does save the high flying for the little guys, Clark. You're right.
You know, sometimes it looks like he's pinned to the ground, but when he gets positioned like that, he can put it down.
Here are the Magic now. 76ers getting the bucket.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one. Boris Diaw from France, really a unique player. I mean, he came into the league, guys, as more of a playmaking small forward. Now he plays at the power forward spot, and he's still much more of a passer than he is a scorer.
Now, here is George. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Detroit. Allen against George. Allen outside. Passes it to Paul. Lee sets a screen for Paul. Softly drops in the 40. Paul's got 6 points in the quarter. And Clark, you mentioned Diaw's skill level. The biggest or most athletic guy, but he's still effective.
He's really a great basketball player. What I mean by that, just he knows angles, he knows how to use his body to create passes and shots for himself. And defensively, he's very effective, particularly guarding the post because of his strength.
And here is Lee after Paul George getting his 3 to go. He kicks it to Paul. Paul, right side. It's tipped from the baseline. And it's Orlando with another. The 76ers trail by 8. Conley dishes to Garnett. The pass to Green. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. And here's Conley outside. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Boy, they're knocking down the long-range shots. A lot of those same shots they missed earlier in the first quarter. They still find themselves down here, but they're starting to make some headway into that deficit.
Now here's Paul. 13 points in the game. Green with the block. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. Outside Conley. Back to George. Out to Conley. The 3. That drops. Now just a 2-point Orlando lead.
Third 3 in a row right there.
Adjustment time for the defense, guys.
3-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Lee, guarded by Garnett. The drive by Lee puts the lead pass in front of him. Stoudemire, no good. And here is Conley. 8 points for him. Right side, George. Oh, he got it!
Boom! Buzzer! Knock it down! Right at the horn.
Pretty shot without a second to spare.
That can be so demoralizing for the team that gives.
And now, Brought to you by Sprint.
I hope you're enjoying your Thursday night in the NBA. Let's dive right in. Out in New York, the Knicks are ahead again.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And we welcome you back to more NBA action. Players looking hydrated and plenty of Gatorade to help them get their job done tonight. Well, look at Chris Paul. What a contribution.
He has that slasher mentality, guys, and we saw all the evidence of that in the first half as he continually got to the rim and scored.
Yeah, he had the jetpack on today, Steve, blowing by the defender no matter who they put on.
And so in the game for the 76ers, they've got Pau Gasol. Conley out there with Green, and it's Garnett, and it's George in at the 3 spot. Pocket 4, and here's Green outside. They grab their own miss.
He can't get anything to drop. And the way he's scoring, I'm not sure it's something he should try to shoot his way out of.
Well, that might only serve to make things worse, Steve. Sometimes the harder you try, the worse it gets.
Here's George, and that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
And they get one to go now after missing their first 3 shots. Maybe this will kick them into gear.
And so here's Orlando. They trail by 3. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Washington, where they'll face the Wizards. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip.
Well, I know I'll be looking out for the final score in that Wizards game. Should be a close one.
And the officials now calling the shooting foul. He got a lot of ball on the block, but also got the body, so some free throws coming up right now. The Magic shooting their 4th and 5th shots at the foul line in the game.
And you look at the numbers from a year ago, guys, this is a club that hit about 75% of its free throws.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Here now is the 2K leaderboard. Over the past month, these teams have tortured opponents defensively. The 76ers, number 1.
Kevin, who says that good defense isn't fun to watch? This has been impressive. The last few weeks, they've been able to get after it and be active and come up with more steals than normal.
Paul kicks to Stoudemire. And clears the second time to finish it off.
How about that? What a sensational finish.
Gotta be able to get some hand tap with that.
Yeah, you gotta rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
And glide. And glide. You got to glide in and reverse it home. So sweet.
George with the ball. Guarded now by Barnes. Pope loose. Just 5 to shoot. And so it looks like the 76ers will retain possession here. Over a minute and a half into the 3rd quarter of action.
They're struggling here. They're just 1 of 5 to start this 3rd quarter. They've got to loosen up here.
Orlando leading. Knocked away. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession.
Well, let's take a look at where Orlando ended up, Kevin, rank-wise in the league last year. 10th in assists, 11th in fewest turnovers per game. They were in the top half of the league in team rebounding as well. I think that speaks to the fact that this team aggressively goes after the basketball at every position.
And I think really the key to their success, Clark, is what you talked about with the assists, because they're a top 10 team in the league thanks to a lot of unselfish play. They really like to move the ball, and when they found their offensive groove and passed the ball well, they were tough to beat. Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best. Mike Conley, boy, 2nd in the NBA last season in steals per game, quick feet and quick hands, and a smart defender as well. Make him a pesky guy to deal with at that end of the floor.
That's such a feel shot, that floater over the top.
Timeout called the 76ers. And for Conley offensively, he doesn't try, Steve, I think, to do too much.
No, in some ways he reminds you of like a possession quarterback.
Oh, nice comparison.
He's going to be steady, do the little things, and let the game come to him, but very capable of making a big play when necessary.
And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Back to Green. Shoots. And off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him. And the 76ers lead by 1. Conley against Ball. And it's sent back by George. Outside Conley. He feeds it to Garnett. 6 to shoot. Cannot hit. Good D by Lee. Magic have gone 2 of 4 here to start the second half. Here's Barnes. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Barnes has got his second bucket of the game to go. Mark and Steve, this game has a lot of character here in the third period.
Yeah, you know what, guys? I love seeing this type of action. A competitive, compelling matchup. A lot of lead changes here so far.
Yeah, 6 in total, Buck. So this has been a great game. Both teams playing hard and really competing out there.
And that'll be Philadelphia as it goes out of bounds. 76ers retain possession. Here's a Teletovic is checked in for the 76ers. 5 on the clock. Pass to George. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up.
Well, some really terrific numbers for George. He's got 14 points, and he's tacked on a couple of blocks today, too.
Yeah, and I think that's been important because it's established a nice defensive presence for his team.
Orlando, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Back to Lee. Working on Teletovic. And too long on the shot. The 76ers leading. Outside, George. Kicks it to Teletovic. Another miss by Philadelphia.
Kind of rare to see him come up empty on a wide open look.
Allen with it. Now Green defending. Allen outside. Pass to Paul. And it's Paul George with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
They tried to step in and cut him off, but just not quick enough.
And we have the benefit of replay, but I think they got that one right, which is the case most times, even though fans don't think so.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Drew Gooden has checked in for Gasol. Turner comes in for George. And it's Gerald Green in for Daniel Green. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Mirza Teletovic. That's his first foul. Philadelphia on D. They lead by 1. Now here's Douglas, defended by Prigioni, deflected by Green. Right side Turner. Hops in the layup for 2. Turner's got his first basket of the night. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And the other thing they're doing is they're forcing turnovers and then converting those miscues into points at the other end.
Here's Prigioni, defended by Douglas. Green kicks to Turner. 76ers moving the ball around. And now the fast break. Stevenson with the ball. Off on the layup. The 76ers leading by 3. And here is Green. Now the feed to Teletovic. 6 on the shot clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. They get it back. Good. And he brings it home with one hand.
Some big-time power on that putback.
I got to admire the perseverance, don't you? He worked for that one so hard.
Went after.
Yeah, that's what offensive rebounding is all about, Kevin. Anticipation and grinding for those second chances.
The shot's good from Douglas.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Here's Prigioni, defended by Douglas. Prigioni passes to Gooden. He's against Serafin. Gooden dishes to Turner. they'll get another chance. And Gooden kicks to Turner. It's stolen by Dunleavy. And at the court come the Magic on the break. Douglas leading the charge. Green with the block. They recover it. And they're able to recover. Douglas can't hit.
More often than not today, those shots have not dropped for him.
Here's the pick. He only passes to Gooden. Covered by Barnes. Shoots from 12. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Gooden's got 4 points this quarter.
Look at the size discrepancy there between the defender and the shooter.
So those are warm-up jumpers when there's not a hand in his face. He'll knock those down all day.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. And Philadelphia making a change here. Garnett's checked in. The Magic trail by 5. Douglas kicks to Stoudemire. Working on Garnett. Now here's Douglas, defended by Prigioni. Away from Stevenson. That's good with a Douglas assist.
Well, you know, when they need a big three, he's the guy they look to. He's about as reliable a deep threat as you're going to find.
And Steve, just like you, when you shot, you had a favorite spot on the floor when you played. His favorite spot seems to be that three from the corner.
Yeah.
And Prigioni gets to Korver. Turner dishes it to Korver. 5 to shoot. And they come right back with their own three-pointer.
Kyle Korver, a sharp-shooting 10-year veteran out of Creighton. And when I say sharpshooter, he is a laser. I mean, this guy, you can never leave him alone. His release is so quick. His movement without the ball is really sharp. For his career, he's a 40% plus three-point shooter.
And that one's good. Barnes.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
He only dishes to Korver. Outside Turner. Green up on top. Feeds it to Prigioni. Back to Green. He dishes it to Korver. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Stoudemire's got his 7th rebound here tonight. And back to Korver. Clark, you mentioned his shooting. Back in 2010, he set the record for three-point percentage in a season, shooting almost 54%. That's like Steve Kerr numbers right there. That's pretty good.
You know, in fact, Kevin, he did break my old record. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but he did. And I happened to be at the final game of the season when he broke the record.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I had a little word with him.
Did you?
I said, if you want, feel free to miss 4 or 5 of them tonight.
And
he didn't even take one. He didn't take one. He was protecting his record.
that's a good shot. Douglas for 3. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol.
Not a bad look for him on that shot, but it just doesn't seem to be his night tonight.
Outside Green. He passes to Korver. There's the dish to Gasol. Covered by Barnes. Got it. Good job in the low post. And 11 points for Pau Gasol. The Magic trail by 8.
And they can guarantee this is the last possession of the quarter if they hang on to it.
And that's probably what they're going to do here.
Douglas for 3. No good. Turner with it. Here's Korver. Oh, he put it down!
It'll count.
What a shot!
I think that one was
at
good.
the buzzer!
Oh, a miracle heaved.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. On offense, here are the Magic. Harrison Barnes is out there with Stoudemire. And there's Josh Childress. Then there's Tony Douglas. And it's Hardaway in at the shooting guard position. That's who's out there for Orlando.
Well, he's wide open there, but really struggles from that range. Maybe there's a reason he's open.
Here's Prigioni. Prigioni off a pick from Gasol. Prigioni passes to Turner. Korver. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Pulls it up. Offensive rebound. Prigioni. The second effort. Here's Garnett. Off target at the rim. And they're pushing it up. And Childress kicks to Douglas. And it's blocked by Prigioni. Out of bounds. Magic ball as Orlando keeps possession. Moment to see how the schedule is looking for Philadelphia. Their next game playing at home as the Nets come into town. That game is the first and last of their homestand.
And there's no question for Milwaukee. I mean, that's a game they would really like to have.
Passes it to Douglas. Fires the three.
Ouch. Another miss to add to what's been a miserable game for him from the field.
Douglas with the steal. He kicks to Stoudemire. The pass to Barnes. Douglas dishes to Childress. Hardaway from outside. And the shot is good. Hardaway's got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for the Magic. The 76ers leading by 8. We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Here's Gasol. The 76ers with another miss.
That was not pretty there. You got to make that one, but maybe that's not his range.
Good. Hardaway's got 5 points in the quarter.
Got to love the finger roll up and over the defense.
Here's Prigioni. Prigioni off a pick from Gasol. Prigioni passes to Turner. He feeds it to Prigioni. Pass to Court. From the arc. Solid defense there from Childress. Got a piece of it. The Magic trail by 6. Douglas kicks to Hardaway. Fires the three. Out of bounds. Philadelphia takes possession. And upcoming the schedule for the Orlando Magic. They've got the Wizards ahead of them for the next game. It's in Washington. And that'll be the first of a 2-game road trip for them. And the 76ers call time here. Some changes for Philadelphia. Green comes in for Kyle Korver. And it's Conley in for Pablo Prigioni. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Kevin, during that last break, I heard the 76ers coach as he addressed his team. He laid one thing out there for them, saying, now is the time to eliminate any chance of a mistake. We've got a good lead. Don't take any unnecessary risks or commit a silly foul. Smart basketball from here on out.
And as always, Doris, thank you. Kicks it to Barnes. Pass to Lee. And there's the feed to Douglas. And the rebound goes to Pau Gasol. Gasol's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Conley kicks to Turner. Back to Conley. Takes a three. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Lee's got 8 rebounds in this game. Dishes to Barnes. That's in. Coming off an ice assist from Douglas. 8 points for Barnes.
Well, as for them being behind in this game, you certainly can't put any of it on his shoulders. He's been tremendous offensively.
Conley kicks to Turner. Garnett with a screen on Barnes. Back to Conley. And there's the call on Tony Douglas. That's his first 5.
I like the call. I thought the defense was moving there.
Yeah, I think he slid underneath. Good blocking call that trip.
Paul George, he's checked in for Evan Turner. Conley with it. Now guarded by Douglas. The drive by Green. And that is good. And the 76ers lead by 8.
Well, they haven't gotten much production from him, but they remain in the lead.
Now here's Douglas. This one for 3. And it's good.
All right, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
The 76ers leading by 5. Now Conley. Outside Gasol. The shot no good. Excellent D there from Allen.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Here's Barnes. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Barnes has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And can you ever remember him getting his confidence shaken? I mean, it just doesn't seem like he's ever bothered by any adversity or any pressure.
And Steve, he knows how to get himself on the highlight reel with some of those dunks, but it's not just for show with him. It's an injection of energy for his team and for the crowd.
Here's Gasol. Excellent D there from Stoudemire. And it's Orlando's ball. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Guys, we've seen some excellent offensive output.
Yes, sir, fellas. They've had it going on big time.
Big time is right, Clark. A lot of momentum here offensively.
And here is Conley. Conley off the pick from Gasol. Conley dishes to George. Covered by Barnes. Elbow shot. 4 on the shot clock. The shot will not go. And Orlando will come the other way. Feeds it to Douglas to take the lead. And again, it's Orlando with the three. I think Clark and Steve, we can expect a dramatic end to this one.
Well, 8 lead changes would have you thinking that would be the case.
Yeah, both teams really competing. Neither side getting any ground. This should be a fun finish. I agree with you, Kel.
Gasol. Excellent D there from Stoudemire.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
That's going to be out of bounds. The Magic will retain possession. And the Magic making a change here. Paul's checked in. So it's Orlando now. Here in the fourth, they've allowed just 4 points. Here's Green. Hammers it in after taking it the length of the floor.
And once he took off, it looked like the defense just had no interest in getting in his way.
That's one where you just give up the 2 points and move on.
Allen passes to Lee. He dishes it to Paul. Passes to Barnes. Back to Paul. Just 5 to shoot. Paul George grabs the miss. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. This all setting the pick for George. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And the first one at the line is good. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for the 76ers. And George drops them both.
He's certainly been hitting well from the line, and those points do add up.
Conley against Paul. That's good. Philadelphia's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. And George kicks to Korver. Back to George. Out to Conley. A 3-ball.
Good. A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
The Magic trail by 3. Ball outside. He passes to Allen. The dish to Barnes. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
Well, it took him a long time to get that 3-point range. Maybe this will get him going.
1:41 left here in the fourth quarter. Outside, George. Garnett with a screen on Barnes. And George kicks to Garnett.
Checking out the game Kevin Garnett is having. He's got 8 points in a block.
Good on the first, and that gives them the lead. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 2-point ball game.
Look at the free throw percentage. Unblemished since halftime. That's pretty nice.
I'd go farther than that, Steve. How about perfect?
1:29 left in the game. Here's Paul. Count it, and the foul. Michael Conley puts one up.
I'll tell you what, he's been zeroed in on the hoop all quarter long, making big shots.
And that drops, so they now lead by 1.
That was critical, guys. Absolutely critical. And, you know, that's what we're used to seeing out of him.
George gets a screen from Gasol. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. 20 points for Paul George. And guys, here in the fourth quarter, still a close game.
Yeah, actually still too close to call. I mean, this one is tight.
This could be an instant classic, fellas. I mean, this thing has all the looks of a game that's going to go right down to the last shot.
Philadelphia's gone 1 of 3 from outside the arc since we've reached the fourth quarter. Conley kicks to George. Just 5 on the clock. He loses from 15. It's rebounded by Paul.
Well, the shot was there for him, and he had to take it. I don't care if he didn't convert. He's got to take that every time.
Buries it from outside.
This is the red-hot version of Chris Paul right there.
29 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Conley against Paul. Conley dishes to Garnett. Orlando grabs the miss. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Allen outside. He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. And the 76ers making a change here. And so both free throws are good. It's a 4-point ball game.
Well, that's going to be it. Great work at the charity stripe. That'll close this game out.
Green inside the 3-point line.